Hi, everybody.
Happy Tuesday,
yes.
Which we don't normally do Hot Messy on Tuesday.
No.
So now I'm doing a live now and a live 11 hours from now.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have a dinner.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like a lot, but what are we complaining about? We're sitting here on YouTube talking about a lot of fun things with,
you know what, though,
fun people. Like it's fine.
I think
it's fine.
I think that we can honestly normalize the fact that it's okay for people to be exhausted, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like it goes back to, like, it reminds me, I had my mom who was at one point, staying at home with kids, and people looked at her like, you're a stay-at-home mom, girl, you shouldn't be exhausted. And it's like, no, that's okay. You can be exhausted. You don't have to be like out in the field, like digging in the trenches to be exhausted. That's okay.
This world is exhausting enough, especially our Bravo universe.
Yes.
So I feel like it's okay. It's okay. But guys, if you're around tonight, you are a Below Deck fan. Maybe you're already a Naughty Yachty. Tonight we have Anchor Watch at 11 p.m. EST or Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific. Josh and I will be joined. We've been promising a guest for a long time, so hopefully we'll be joined by a guest tonight, a very special guest for Anchor Watch. If I get all that confirmation, which we've already got the confirmation, but you know how it is with the Yachties. Like,
I know. You
never know, right? Once we get the confirmation, I will change the title and you'll know who it is. And I hope you guys can join us for Anchor Watch. It was a great finale. So very excited for the new season of Below Deck, season 11 with Captain Carey. So
I know.
Interesting.
I asked Jason on the way back from Charleston. I was like, wait, do you have another season of Below Deck coming? Which we know all things Bravo. And I think that, you know what it is I think that in this past week, which we have a members only live coming your guys' way, in this past week, oh, sorry, Jason, let me just stop sharing that. This past week, I went to Los Angeles for the Vanderpump Rules premiere with Emily. We had the best time. I
think we're going to share one thing that happened there today on this live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we also, right after that, I got off of a plane, and then Jason and I went to Charleston, and then we just recently got back, and now tomorrow we're leaving for Charleston again. So it's just been nonstop. And I don't think that it's YouTube that's necessarily tiring us out. I think it's the travel, but also we have a little family of 6. So here we go. Anyways.
Here we go. Okay. Where do we start? There's a lot of hot, messy topics.
A shit ton. So we're going to go through and ask questions, by the way, guys, periodically throughout this live. And right now we are promoting our podcast, Up and Atom Podcast, anywhere you get your podcast. We're going to ask questions. And if this question is something that resonates with you, we are trying to get to 1,000 ratings on the podcast. Okay. We're at 860 something, and we're giving away a free Blooming, which is Jason and I's go-to skincare product. It's worth $150. All you have to do is click 5 stars and leave your opinion. It's so easy. So just keep an ear out for those questions. That way you can just head over and And
if you've already rated the podcast, put in the comments below. Yes, we want to know.
Yeah,
I'm
and you've
curious.
already entered to win. But
yes.
All right. So I think, should we start with some Vanderpump Rules?
I mean, we have to, right? So next week, by the way, guys, is Vanderpump Rules premiere.
Yes.
Season 11 also.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is wild.
Wait till you see the actual episode.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah. We watched it.
It's wild. I say this all the time. Do you think it will last after the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do, because after watching it, the way that they were able to pivot, first of all, Lisa Vanderpump's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
She's a great EP. She knows what she's doing. And she did something that I feel like The Hills and Adam DeVello and so many people from MTV were not able to do, because they had a hard time transitioning The Hills once everybody became so successful and they were buying these $1 million homes, and they were no longer like these hungry college kids trying to break into the business. That's where they capped it off, which is okay, right? But I feel like for Lisa, she's like, unless you cap us off, we're not capping off. Like, we're just going to continue to show growth and building businesses. And now you'll see in this premiere that Lala Kent is searching for a sperm donor and trying to build her business. Like, we're seeing a different side. It's growth.
It is. And we already know these people from the season and stuff. And I think Lisa Vanderpump herself is making a pivot with Vanderpump Villa by pivoting away from Bravo, NBC into the Hulu, ABC, Disney.
Genius.
It's a genius. The Kardashians did it. So just saying. And I think that Vanderpump Villa will have a different.
One more time, say the Kardashians.
The Kardashians. Oh. I hate saying that name. I'm just kidding.
I love that.
No, but she's also doing a pivot, and I think we'll see a more mature style when it comes to Vanderpump Villa. We'll go back to, you guys work here, I'm your boss. Not like, oh, you've grown out of working in the restaurants. The only problem I have with Vanderpump Villa, because I've read that so many people are excited and they keep posting the photo of the cast, and I know we don't have one because we weren't going to talk about this at all.
Oh, I can bring it up in 2 seconds. Go ahead.
I just don't like what they're wearing. Like, especially the ladies. Like, it's these pompy, frou-frou kind of things. But I think the cast is going to be killer. So we'll see. There it is. You get that one. Oh, that one works too.
Okay, I'm gonna do this one. You know what though? It does feel very French, the way that they're doing this.
I mean, I don't know.
I've never been to France, so
maybe it's like a French.
We'll get to Rachel Goes Rogue.
Please not bring her up yet.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll get to her. But you know what? I was hearing that Vanderpump Villa is supposed to be a mix of Vanderpump Rules and Below Deck, where you are going to see the service industry, but also. That's exactly how Vanderpump Rules started. The only difference is Vanderpump Rules was stationed at one place that Lisa owned, and it was easy for them to continue to film there. And she was able to also film there for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which cross-promoted the show. Whereas this chateau, it was called Chateau Rosenwell or Rosenmore or Rosen something. I don't know. She doesn't own it. So that's what makes it a little bit more difficult. It was like when Lindsay Lohan was trying to have her show in Greece and she didn't.
And she rented the beach club and called it Lohan Beach Club, but it wasn't Lohan Beach Club. Yeah. So I think this is going to be very interesting because you can have multiple seasons of this. Maybe you can do it at different chateaus and have different staff. And like you said, it's like Below Deck. This year we're at this chateau. This year we don't have this chef. We have this guy, we have this concierge, we have whatever. I think it will really work out. I'm not a fan of those pink dresses though.
Speaking of concierges, we have a Bravo lawsuit to talk about in a little bit, which I'm going to get to.
God.
But no, I think that Lisa's new show is going to be incredible. You know what's funny is going into the premiere, it was a lot of fun, which I'm going to save a lot of these details because Jason and I, not tomorrow, but we are doing a members only this week to talk about the premiere. And I think that that's like the best way to share things with the members. But one thing that I noticed was I was given a seed. Somebody planted a seed with me. And this is somebody who worked very, very closely with Ken and Lisa. And I also worked with them before too. And they told me that Lisa is divorcing Ken. And I was like, no fucking way. Like, if you guys don't know Lisa and Ken, they are the epitome of like what a team is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Did you find any, was there any doubt?
When you told me this, my first initial reaction was like, what? Like shock, right?
Yeah.
But then I thought about it and I'm like, I know them better than that. That's not even true.
No way.
It's not even true. So,
can I say one thing? I'm not going to
How did you figure this out though, that they weren't?
Okay. So this is I'm like the worst, especially when it comes to Christmas and stuff, because I'm the person who's going to give you a gift and be like, open it, open it, open it. And it's a shirt from TJ Maxx. And I just want to tell you, because I'm so excited. Maxx. Yeah, that's what I give. But when I was there, we were sitting up front row, and we had Ken and Lisa, and I passed. Lisa was standing up. Ken was sitting down talking to, I think, like one of their attorneys or something. I'm not sure. Not a divorce attorney, so don't misconstrue this. Or just a member of their team. I don't know what the title was, but I walked past and he goes, Adam. And I said, hey, Ken, how are you? And he goes, where's Jason? And I'm like, Ken, this is 4 years later. Jason still doesn't work for you anymore. He doesn't. And he's like, is he not here? And I said, no, he's not here. And he's like, why? He's like, call him. And I said, no, I was definitely asleep. Remember, you tried to FaceTime me with everyone that night. I know.
And I was like, you know how you're just dead asleep and like a call is cute, but like FaceTime, like you're in bed and it's completely dark. Like I just kept pushing ignore.
But I like to also share things with everybody, it's like even with my mom or you or whoever, if I'm somewhere and I think that I'm having a great time, I just want the people that I love most to be a part of it and to see. That way I can reference it later when I'm talking to them. I don't know why. That's just me. But definitely the vibe that I got off of seeing Ken and Lisa. They were very much so together. They're not getting a divorce. She's not going to divorce him. They've been together for so long. They now are newer-ish grandparents, and they have a shit ton of businesses. Like, nobody has time for a divorce with everything that they have going on.
I think, too, when we were talking about pivots, like how Vanderpump Rules is doing a little bit of a pivot and how Lisa herself is doing a bit of a pivot by kind of pushing a different show to another network. I think she's doing the same things with her restaurants.
Yeah.
You see they decided to close Pump after so long, which is a really good decision at the end of the day, because it had its heyday and it was the place, especially if you were a local. If you were going to any of the Vanderpump owned restaurants, you'd be going to Pump.
Right.
We were the more like gay friendly, the more local friendly. We had a little community in there, which
now
is
it's
exactly
just a dead box on the corner of Santa Monica.
I know, but it's exactly why it was successful and why it wasn't on the show. It was just a special little place. I mean, you saw glimpses of it on Vanderpump Rules and Beverly Hills, but there was never a show filmed there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tom they will wait to see how it does in the next few years. And Sir is going to be there as long as the show is there. But now all of the restaurants they're creating are now Lake Tahoe, Las Vegas, with Caesars Entertainment.
What it was, Lake Tahoe. I forgot.
Yeah. And you have this big conglomerate who is used to running HR with big, employees and stuff like that. So this kind of offsets like all the lawsuits and stuff they've been getting, or worrying about having so many multiple restaurants to take care of and look after, because they run their restaurants as a small business, not in like a huge corporation. So I think it's a very smart move. She's a very smart woman, and listen, if you're together that long, now is not the time to get divorced. And I think we've already gotten confirmation, but we'll let you know in members only.
I also have a question for you, because I know what I thought, but do you think that Lisa is one of the producers of the new Vanderpump Rules spinoff, The Valley, starring Jax Taylor, Kristen Doty, her boyfriend Luke Broderick, Brittany Cartwright, and all of their friends?
We have Elaine, right? Elaine is on that show?
No.
Oh, she's not?
No.
I thought she was going to be on that show.
No.
Did she film at all?
I'm sure, but no, she's not on the...
Oh, interesting.
First of all, when you have money, and the person he's talking about has money...
They've been on Bling Empire.
Right. So you're not going on The Valley.
Well, I mean, okay. I get it. Okay, but wait. So I don't know the answer to this question, and I meant to look it up, because I already saw in the Vanderpump Rules promo, you have Jax in there. So obviously they're promoting and pushing into The Valley.
Okay. I'm so excited about this, guys. I'm going to play... I don't know, and if you guys watch our channel a lot, then you would know. We have over 300 people in the room. I want to ask you guys your first guess, because you're going to find out in this interview or this live video, whatever. You're going to find out the answer to it. But go over to anywhere you get your podcast, click on Up and Adam, leave a 5-star rating, and let us know, were you expecting Lisa Vanderpump to executive produce Jax and Kristen's new spinoff, The Valley? Or did you think that she would have nothing to do with it?
Before you play the clip, though.
Okay.
Jax started a production company, right? Did he not? Isn't that the reason that the show got filmed? Didn't he put money into it as a producer?
I mean, I didn't hear... I don't want to answer that because I don't know if I'm going to be wrong.
No, I thought I read that somewhere.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
So everybody's wondering how we're going to be introduced into The Valley, and Alex Baskin, who is one of the executive producers, former executive producer of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, still a huge producer for Vanderpump Rules and so many other Bravo shows, explained it. And I was shocked that he explained this on the Vanderpump Rules season 11 red carpet, but he did. And the crossover is genius. And it kind of reminds me of why we need to back off of Sheena a little bit, because she was the catalyst as to why Vanderpump Rules was birthed in the first place.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Thank you to the Bravo Babe.
So we have a crossover with Jax and Tom Sandoval, and so there's a moment between them, and then you have Jax. So this is in the 8th episode of Vanderpump, into obviously the premiere of The Valley, and it's a lot of fun. And it's Jax getting in a few words for Tom. He's been waiting for this moment, and then he heads back over the hill, and we're into the new series. So that's fun, and there's some other crossover that happens also. So there's few other appearances in both directions. No, I know it was so great. That was one of the times. I mean, I think we retained 100% of the audience. Because who was going to stop watching? Yeah. You definitely feel this. It's a moment when Jax comes back and gets his words into Tom, and then you feel like you're in the new show. And I think it's really fun. I think the shows coexist side by side, which is great.
Okay, so pretty much what he was saying is on the 8th episode, if it was hard to hear because there was a lot of police sirens and everything in the background, in the 8th episode, we're going to see Jax come face to face with Tom Sandoval because he was so vocal on Watch What Happens Live in his podcast When Reality Hits with Brittany Cartwright and so many other press interviews that he did about how Tom Sandoval is the biggest narcissistic douchebag to exist on Bravo. So finally, they end up putting him face to face on the 8th episode. And then when he gets in his words with Tom Sandoval, he gets in his car, he drives over the hill into the valley. And then as soon as he does, boom, we're in the new show. So that's going to be a 2-hour premiere of not only Vanderpump Rules, but the Valley, but it's all going to be called Vanderpump Rules for that show when you watch it. I think it's genius.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm not sure how
are you underwhelmed by that?
I'm very underwhelmed by the Valley. I don't care.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I would rather, I'm more interested in newer shows like Southern Hospitality, which I haven't finished the season, and I want to kind of give that more of a chance. I'm more interested in that than seeing like the same old people who have fizzled out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not interested. I don't care what Jax is doing with Brittany. I don't care what Kristen is doing. Okay. I don't care who the new people who live in the Valley are. Like, what is, it's got to be good. And what are we going to watch? Like, what's actually going to be happening in this show that we are going to give a shit about? Now, I'm sure they've thought about that before they produced it and filmed it. But what are they going to give us? I think
that there's going to be. See, the thing is like I think the best part about this is we don't know what to expect, and I think that in that sense that we're already immediately underwhelmed. It's like getting a new cast member on any franchise that we get because we don't know them. We're not invested. I get that.
We know Jax. Everyone knows Jax, and now he was on the House of Villains on E. Now he has this kind of. Is he coming in? How is he coming in? How is he going to portray himself? Because I don't know if I care,
well, but I think that it's fair to also, you have multiple other couples who have invested their time into filming this. So I think that we're going to be watching it anyways, go into it open and let's see.
Okay.
Cautiously optimistic.
I'll watch like the first episode, but listen, we watch so many Bravo shows and I already have enough to keep up with. It's got to be good. And I think a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people are invested in so many of the shows. When they introduce a new show, it's got to catch your attention and it has to be worth the watch. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you by watching Vanderpump Rules, I don't know if Jax, Brittany, and Kristen are worth the watch.
Can I also say too, though,
but prove me wrong.
There's a lot of breaking of the fourth wall, especially when we have other cast members who are leaving franchises and they're no longer under contract, which is really interesting to me. The fact that Raquel Leviss, whatever the hell you want to call her at this point, whatever she identifies as, what I don't understand is normally when you are contractually obligated to Bravo, you have 4 years on that contract at the end date of your employment. Okay. So I don't know how she can legally say the things that she's saying without getting in trouble or fined or whatever, but she is, and she's breaking the fourth wall, pretty much talking about how the producers totally faked the majority of her storylines on the show. Here's a clip just to give you guys an idea of exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, no offense to Peter Madrigal. I saw this one coming.
Season started filming and I didn't have the Miss California storyline that I wanted to have. The producers approached me saying, "We want you to go on a date with Peter." And I said, "No, I don't want to go on a date with Peter. I already went on a date with Peter and it ended up terribly. And I don't see anything going forward there." And they said, "Well, that happened off camera and people know about it. And we want to cover all things because it's reality. And so we are setting you up for a date with Peter. And, you don't have to date him for long. You just have to go on this date." And I was like, I really don't want to. And I talked to other people about it and I said that I didn't want to. But then I also felt like I didn't really have a storyline for this season besides being single. And then, of course, like when you're single, you're supposed to date. So I was like, well, I feel a little bit obligated to go on this date. And so when I got there, I told them like, all right, I'm going on this date, but I'm going to like end it with him on this date. Like, I don't want to lead him on. And they said, no, you can't do that. You have to wait a week at least. And so just hang out, like don't take it so seriously. I demanded that the date was during the daytime. I was like, we are not doing a nighttime date. We are not doing a dinner date, nothing like that. It has to be during the day. So at least they compromised with that. But of course, on this date, I was crying to him once again. And I knew that I didn't see a future with him, but I was taking direction from production to, not quote unquote break up with him.
Okay. So I
just want her to shut up.
You're such a bitch.
Really? Like, shut up.
Wait a minute. But that wasn't the only thing that she shared was pre-produced. Wait for this one.
Oh God.
Some pressure somewhere to make out with me and put a move on me because they had this 2-top table set.
She's talking about Tom Shorts.
Lights, and they instructed me to walk over there for a scene with Shorts. And so it's definitely staged and definitely produced. And I also feel like Shorts had the go ahead with Sandoval to kiss me because I don't think he would do it without Sandoval being okay with it. So when we got to that 2-top table set up with the lights on us and we filmed that scene, and you don't see the whole thing because they cut it, but Shorts like is talking to me and he has his hands over his face like blah, 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 blah. He's mumbling. He's like, I can't make out anything that he's saying. I asked him to repeat himself 2 times. And after the 3rd time, I was like, okay, it's fine. Just forget about it. Like, don't worry. And he's like, no, I kind of want to make out with you. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And so we like went in for a kiss, obviously both of us knowing that I had a thing with Sandoval. And in that moment, it just felt so produced and like, okay, this is clearly a story.
Okay, we're ending this.
Yeah, we have to. God damn, you can't listen to her for very long.
I know. Well,
I do have to say her recollection of asking, he asked me twice is very good compared to her recollection of the storyline of how she met Tom. That happened over and over again. Like, girl, I'm so done with this girl. And I hate to be that person. I just I can't listen to her talk. I couldn't listen to her talk on the show. I can't listen to her talk on her podcast. She needs to speed it up, get to the point.
Put it on 1.5, girl.
1.5. WhatsApp, you can speed up the voice memos. Okay. Which Apple, take a hint.
Margaret Kennelly said, Adam, do you believe that production would ask that of her? Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Multiple times. When we worked in those environments, you would see a car pull up and then get out and it wasn't the right shot they wanted. So they would do it again. Or, Stassi,
sometimes they would do it 10 times.
They'd ask Stassi to reenact a whole fight she just had. And she said, no, these are things that happen all the time. Of course, production wants it to be the best,
But Stassi was one of the funniest because she would do it and then she wouldn't reenact it and they would say, we need you to do this again. Like the boom mic didn't catch it. And she's like, fuck off. I'm not doing this again. You're not going to make me. And she would throw fits and she would not do it. Whereas some of the other ones would be like, oh yeah, okay, you need this shot again. Here we go.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, how many times did we watch? Do you remember we were next door? This was before work and they were filming at Sir. We were next door at Tortilla Republic, rest in peace, having a drink before work, which you really shouldn't do. But we watched Randall and, what's her name? Lala, pull up and get in a fight and slam the door. And then production's like, got to do it again. Didn't get the shot. So they just redid it. It was 9 times. Come to the season, that shot wasn't even used. So yeah, they're just trying to kind of catch everything they can.
What's so funny is we have Margaret who said, really, I never knew this and watching for years, dang. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about Rachel doing this podcast, breaking the 4th wall. That's exactly what that means. And it's something that it's TV and it really eliminates it, the fun in it when you know what's going on behind the scenes. It's one of the things that when I was in college and I did my very first ever interview with Macy Bookout from Teen Mom, I used to ask her, what are your favorite reality TV shows? Because I love reality TV. And she told me the very first time I asked her, she's like, I can't watch reality TV anymore because being in it, I know that it's I can look at it and be like, oh, this shot's being redone. Oh, this is the transition. Oh, that's a bad transition. Oh, this is the camera that they're using. And she sees what it is. Whereas for us, there's a magic in it because we're oh my God, their lives are so fascinating, but little do we know. right?
Little do we know. And like, there are certain things. Okay. Below deck, they have, I forgot how many cameras. Captain Sean told us one time. There's so many everywhere. They have so much to capture. They have those hidden cameras, you know, everywhere and stuff like that. Or not the hidden ones, but the ones that are in their bunks and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have all of those cameras and they have so much footage, but then they get to decide what story they tell. That's also a way of doing it. But there are some things that are real and it's nice to see. But yeah, I don't know. Getting back to Rachel, though, who is listening to the podcast at this point? It's like,
she's definitely making money off of it.
Of course she is. But I'm curious. I really am curious because I can't, you know, getting through a sentence even.
Well,
very difficult for her. Miss California.
Rebecca said, I love Below Deck. Well, then join Jason.
Us tonight.
Yes.
I know. Listen, we have a great replay crew because we go live very late, 11 p.m. Eastern. So 8 p.m. Pacific. So if you're around, we have a special guest tonight you will not want to miss from this season. So
hopefully. I mean, they've confirmed, so we'll see. Okay, guys, we're getting into the next thing, which I know that you guys remember Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Well, and I also know that you remember Brandi Glanville from Beverly Hills Housewives. Brandi finds herself to get in trouble all of the time. She said to who was that gorgeous woman who was a housewife for one season? Was it Jocelyn?
Which season?
Beverly Hills, the one that you love. She had the gorgeous hair. She had like the Russian husband. My God, she loved you. You loved her. She would always come into Pump.
Oh, Puerto Rican.
Yes, she's Puerto Rican. Joyce.
How can you forget Joyce?
Joyce Girard. Because I'm thinking of Jocelyn Wildenstein. Yeah. Okay. So Brandi told her that she can't swim because she's black. She also slapped Lisa Vanderpump in the face. She also got a full-on investigation going on for her for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 4 because
which we won't ever see.
Which we'll see if we don't ever see.
Yeah.
Because she allegedly touched Caroline Manzo in the private parts in the bathroom, which, okay. And now there is a new one, newish. And the only reason we're bringing this up is Bravo is responding to it. So there's a newish lawsuit with Marco Vega, who was the butler on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2, the Ex-Wives Club at Dorinda's Bluestone Manor. Now, he has named Phaedra Parks and also Brandi Glanville in this, which is kind of funny because it's not funny. Harassment is not funny. But it's ironic because Phaedra Parks got fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta for her insane claims against Kandi Burruss. Mm-hmm. And Brandi Glanville, she just got fired for
being Brandi.
Nobody wanted to film with her ass anymore. So that's what happened with her.
I don't know if I would.
I wouldn't want to film with her. No. What did she tell me?
She said, I forgot what she said about your eyes.
She said that I have untrustworthy eyes.
No, something about your eyes I don't like. But then she was doing this as she was telling you that. So who knows?
She's like, your eyes?
I wouldn't trust if I saw 4 eyes either from a little,
Anyways,
drink or
back to it. Bravo has now responded because Marco Vega, who was the butler on Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2, has claimed sexual harassment. He said that he was uncomfortable. He said that he has now emotional distress and baggage that is going to carry him through life. He said that, nobody did anything to stick up for him and that everybody watched and let this happen. Let me just say this really quick. I don't know personally Brandi Glanville. I don't know Phaedra Parks. I have met them. I mean, Brandi was great, and then there was a moment where she talked about my eyes, but Phaedra has always been fantastic. Marco Vega, no, you did not. They opened your shirt. At Tom Tom, Sir, and Pump, Jason and I got hit on, touched, it was not, first of all, it should never have happened. It happened all of the time. You are looking for a money grab, and that's exactly what this looks like. You were not in your, and I don't want to say nobody was sexually
emotional
harassed,
distress. You didn't come back from Iraq. Come on, chill the freak out. If you're in the hospitality industry and you work at that level too, there's things that you deal with which people just never know.
Drunk housewives, you don't know that they're
punched in the face by a drag queen. Mm-hmm. That was not accidental. I've been kicked in the stomach with heels by a woman. I've had a girl catch her hair on fire. I've had one of the olive trees start on fire.
You had a Ferrari go through the restaurant.
I had a Ferrari go through the restaurant, which was a lot of cleanup, and I was supposed to be off that day. A lot of shit happens. I'm not claiming emotional distress from Lisa and Ken. I'm like, holy shit, your restaurant.
You had to pull up a celebrity's double spandex in the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh, I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pull up a lot of spandex in the bathroom for some celebrities who couldn't get out of the bathroom. It's just like, get over. I don't know. Like, and not everyone is a victim, and you take away from people who are really going through things like that. That's for me. And I come on, bro. And then, I just use a Marisol. But like, why didn't you tell production at the time? Why?
That's Bravo's argument. They're saying if you're uncomfortable,
stop where you are. Drop and roll. Get out.
So
you know what I mean?
Not only did Marco Vega fail to tell production, so the story is that Bravo's going with is that Marco Vega also, which so stupid on Marco Vega. Like if you're gonna get your shit like and try to take
Marco Vega. That's a great name though, especially if you had
and he's a good looking guy,
film career, or music career. Marco Vega. You know?
But his girlfriend got pissed once she saw the footage. The problem was, in this specific thing, it was statute of limitations.
Right.
So you waited until the footage came out. Your girlfriend got pissed at you. And all of a sudden it's airing where the ladies are ripping your shirt off. And maybe your girlfriend doesn't believe that you didn't hook up with one of them. And now you're opening a lawsuit. But there was never one formal complaint. You never went to HR. You had all of the opportunity. But now you see an opportunity for a payday. I think that this is the problem. And these are the reasons that when people have legitimate lawsuits, like it's so hard for them to navigate them because you have people like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There are people who go through
Jason needs to write a book
in the workplace and who have, and things like that. So,
Jasmine Hernandez said, bitch, we all saw that season. He was loving it.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Listen, you take the validity of other situations away when you do that. And I feel like kind of what you said. It's like the footage aired, the girlfriend got upset, then we had to do something about it. And then everyone's getting sued,
Tessish said, that's a little victim blamish. I'm going to piece, actually. That's a little upsetting for me. So I'm just going to Meredith Marks and disengage here.
Hey, like I was saying, not everybody is an actual victim, but the real victims don't get heard when fake victims come forward and just, have a piss fit. Like it's
I'm
really.
I'm not going to apologize about that.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. Because I know so many people who have been, been in situations that they couldn't really be heard because you have so many people faking a situation just to get some money or to do whatever. And it's not fair.
Right. Which, by the way, I love Tess, but
everyone has different experiences, though.
Everyone has different experiences and different opinions, and that's okay. And that is the community that we built here. But there are, for example, there are people who get hit by cars, and there are people who throw themselves in front of cars in order to get a payday. We have seen it firsthand. We have seen these things. Like, to say that somebody is not trying to take a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate and try to extort them for a little bit of money when you never actually shared anything and you see the footage, and unless there's any footage, because Bravo did answer, they said, there's no other, this is the footage. This is what he's claiming. There is nothing else. He's not claiming anything happened off camera, anything happened behind the scenes. What we saw is what we got, and that is what the lawsuit is based off of. You're smiling. You're doing all of the things. You're engaging. I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are a lot of reasons why people don't speak out. Yeah. And right. This is probably one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because then I don't know.
All right, guys. I want to ask you again. So another question that I'm going to leave you guys with. All you have to do is go anywhere you get your podcast. I am sharing this right now with you. Go anywhere you get your podcast, click on Up and Adam. I didn't realize we're at 881. So
seriously,
we're so
guys, I appreciate, and it's so fun to read the comments too. It's like reading comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
The great thing about podcasts, especially on Apple, and you don't have to have Apple to go place a review. You can do it on Spotify or wherever you get your shows. But if you do have Apple, it's fun because you can always go back and change your answer and they'll appear first. So it's kind of fun to like read those as well. But starting next month, we do have podcast only episodes dropping, audio only. So those are things that we are going to bring to you that will have special guests who you won't see, but you'll hear, or we'll do different drops that are going to be kind of fun. So
yes,
we're really excited. We're excited to be working with Cloud 10, who is our network now, and they are fantastic.
They are.
They're fantastic.
So the question is do you believe Marco or do you think that this is a cash grab? So go over anywhere you get your podcast, like I'm sharing right here, and the link is in the description.
So just to go back on that, and like, really quickly with Marco too, this is an established person who has worked in hospitality.
Right.
He's a professional. He knows how to deal with these situations. You should know how to deal with these situations if you're putting yourself in that situation. But yes, I do. There needs to be a D in there. Or that. No, but Adam's dropping links.
Podcast link.
Podcast link. We have a podcast.
We got a podcast.
No, like it takes away from his own experience, almost like his own resume of like how can you deal with people? I've dealt with so many crazy people at Pump, at TomTom, opening Vegas.
I had somebody stick their hand up my ass.
That's gross. That's very
no, but I had jeans on. But
no, I know, but that's not good. They probably got kicked out.
No, they didn't kick them out.
Well, who was that?
That was at TomTom.
Who was it?
It was some drunk asshole.
Oh.
But my point is like, I know what sexual harassment feels like.
Yeah. I know that, but I'm just saying, besides that, putting yourself in that situation of dealing with these crazy women who housewives isn't a new thing, and I'm not saying all housewives act like that, but he also kind of participated in that shirt unraveling. Like that's not sexual harassment. Mm-hmm. We have friends who have been sexually harassed and like legitimately, mm-hmm. and it's just, it takes away from that. And it also takes away from claims already happening on the network too. So no, on Below Deck Down Under season 2, that was sexual harassment. This is different.
Yep. All right. So
in my opinion, let me just give me my opinion. You guys can fight.
It's my opinion.
Fight me in the comments. Fight me in the comments.
Oh, you don't think that they will? They will. Trust me.
I know.
So shall we pivot?
We'll pivot.
Okay. We're going to go over to the Heather Gay, Monica Garcia, but also Mary Cosby of it all, because there is a lot going on. And as you guys know, we are getting ready to get the third installment of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 4 reunion. Is it tonight?
It's tonight.
Oh my God.
It's tonight. We've seen a couple clips, but we have not seen the whole thing. And
oh my God, we've seen most of it.
We have seen most of it, but my goodness.
You know what's so funny is
we're in for us. It's like a tornado hit.
Yeah. You guys will see. But what I thought was interesting was this. And I'm going to share with you another little post. Thank you to TV Deets.
Love TV Deets.
We
follow
do.
TV Deets, and also Below Deck Sailing is another, if you're a big Below Deck fan, that's another account that they run. And also at Bywig. Hello Drama. They are one of my favorites, literally. So Mary Cosby is the reason that hashtag RHOSLC exists, NBC executive Noah Sampton told The Hollywood Reporter. Noah said, it originally came to Bravo through Mary Cosby. Somebody had discovered her as a great character. She was pitched, and we started to find other characters along with her. Once the development team started to dig in and meet people there, they realized that it was such a hotbed of interesting, unique personalities. It wasn't planned as housewives. We kind of just fell into it. I went out to Salt Lake City with our development team and our other executive at the time, Shiana Mix, and we met all of the women. I'd already been blown away by the casting tape that I saw, and every woman that I met was even better in person. We met everybody for drinks at a bar, and then Shiana and I left, and the housewives all stayed there. And then we heard all the stories the next day, where a huge argument broke out, and somebody got thrown out of the bar. They were housewives already before we even started filming them. Okay, so interesting, because Lisa Barlow says she's the reason that Salt Lake City was started.
Oh, she clapped back at this. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Because I know Lisa Barlow, loves to state that she is the reason for the show happening in the first place.
Oh,
so very interesting. Very interesting. But
Lisa,
like Whitney said, Lisa always makes it about herself.
Well, Lisa Barlow clapped back and said that they need to fix this, and this is not true, and they need to tell the truth on what actually happened. Here we go. Let me just screenshot for boom, boom. Here we go. All right. So this is Lisa Barlow's response right here. Let me bring it back to you guys. This is funny.
This is going to be... And I assume who she's referencing here So the clapback is from Lisa Barlow. Odd and not true. She was recommended by my friend Cameron, which is Cameron. Rest in peace. But
right. Cameron was the one that everybody accused Mary Cosby of having an affair with, and then Cameron passed away. And then people sent, by the way, a lot of people don't know this, but we had people in Salt Lake City who wanted us to leak audio and photos and other things linking the two. And we felt like
a lot of Salt Lake's kind of ratchet with that. They send a lot of stuff. People send a lot of stuff our way.
They keep a lot of receipts.
Anonymously. We know who they are, but like it's.
We also decided though too. I said, like the guy has a family. The guy is no longer on, this earth, and I don't think that this is appropriate. Yeah. So I didn't think that it would be a good thing to do. But Lisa Barlow also said, "I don't lie. It needs to be corrected." It's the executive producer saying it. So who do you believe?
I don't know, because there's moments this season I haven't believed Lisa Barlow in anything she said. So I don't know.
I still kind of believe that.
But then sometimes I don't believe Bravo. So maybe Lisa Barlow is telling the truth. Maybe this is their way of keeping, I was going to say Mary on the show. But then Mary even came out. Didn't she say that she wouldn't film without Monica?
She said that she wants Monica to stay on the show and that she will
participate as a full-time cast member
if they keep Monica.
Right. So, I mean, hello. That's a great trade-off.
Yeah.
Because now you have Monica, who came in and made chaos this season and literally made this season.
If Bravo doesn't do that, they're so dumb.
And then Mary, if we see her participating fully and not just as like a comedian on the side, like some sideshow, and she's fully invested and she's going to participate, then I would want to see Mary back. On many times, I've, on recaps and stuff, I've said, I don't really care about Mary because she's funny at times, sometimes not that funny, kind of, bordering on some really shitty comments.
Yeah.
But she wasn't participating.
Right.
But if you have her in the contract and she is going to be at every event and she's going to be maybe throwing events, I would love to see her do an event at her house.
Yeah. Well, also, do you remember the event where she gave away, like, I don't know if it was like Fendi or Gucci or something, like headphones or something? Like, she's extra. And I don't mean Bravo's dumb if they don't bring her back. I just mean like it's a dumb business decision, I would think.
I would like to see Mary and Monica come back if they were going to be full time, know.
Also, Monica just lost her lawsuit against Heather Gay's company, Beauty Lab and Laser, and the judge decided that she has no grounds to stand on.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But I do, when you pay for services, sometimes you have to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Heather's lawsuit is still standing against Monica, if I had to guess, what's going to happen is Heather and Beauty Lab and Laser are going to get their $2,000 for the services rendered, and Monica is probably going to have to not only pay her attorney's fees, but their attorney's fees and for their time, which this $2,000 service probably just became about $20,000.
Yeah, seriously.
Oof. Okay. Well,
yikes.
Moving on.
Neon D, I agree with you. I get it. There are some things that Mary says that are funny, and then she says some very nasty things, and that's where I kind of
bread.
Well, that's
what she said.
Even one of them. That is one of them, but that's like not even what I was talking about. No, she said a lot. She said a lot of things that are kind of border on like, teeter-tottering on that fine line.
Can we just redo this? Do you really think I look inbred, Mary?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
How fucked up is that?
Hey, at least she's honest.
That's not even cute.
Well, I'm not saying that she's right. I'm just saying at least she's honest with her thoughts.
You're an asshole for saying that. You don't say
no,
that to somebody.
I'm not. No, I know.
I'm not saying you're an asshole.
Right. I'm saying that was an asshole thing she said.
Yes. It's mean. You don't say that to somebody.
I'm just saying at least she's honest in her conviction of how she feels.
That doesn't like what the hell do you say to the congregation?
Good Lord. Oh.
Do you remember?
Where is the congregation? Where's the church? The church closed. Where's the church now?
Has still been closed. I think that they saw her in all of her. I think that she kept everybody.
If she's not back on the show, her and her church need to move to TLC immediately. We need to see that. And we'll call it Pastor Mary.
Do you remember when I went to the church to take a photo?
Yeah.
And the woman came up to me and she said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Oh, I just saw this on the Salt Lake City Housewives." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, we get a lot of fans and Mother Mary will be back and she will rise again. And I was like,
not Mother Mary, not
rise again. Is she asleep? Like, I was confused. But also, I didn't grow up going to the church of Pentecostal, any costal, no costal. I didn't go.
I went to Mormon church and synagogues. So welcome to my world.
I also didn't have the money to put in the plate.
Did they offer you? They didn't come out and offer you a plate.
No, they walk around the church and they give you a plate and you got to put your money in it.
No, yeah, it's tithing.
Can I open a church?
Yes, it's a very profitable business.
And it's also a way that a lot of people money launder.
That is very true. But I mean, like, listen, I still have my faith in things I believe in.
So
I don't think
I.
church is totally terrible, but yes, people do that. That actually happens. That's a real thing.
Money laundering?
In churches.
Okay. Guys.
Real story. True story.
Right now we
Truer than Raquel's podcast, that story.
We are currently in South
than
Carolina. We are going to, with the Up and Adams family, assume a church and open a new one. I don't know what faith it's going to be. And we're going to pass around a plate.
It's going to call the
real
real church of
the Real House
Bravo
Church.
Lebs, and we're just going to have
It's going to be the Real
Bravo
House
playing.
Church of South Carolina.
We'll do happy hours with Bravo, and your tithing is just
By
pushing
the way,
the like button.
I didn't know this. Hold on, really quick, guys. I didn't realize this. When we went on our mom's trip to London, we went into the same establishment that Diana got married in.
And William and Kate, what was it called? He probably doesn't know. Westminster Abbey.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And the priest.
correct.
Thank you. I was going to say the Pope.
And you were going to say the Pope. You said the
Yeah.
Pope earlier. I'm like, the Pope is one person of a different belief.
Okay, the
Yeah.
priest was sitting there talking to the congregation, that is, while drinking his wine.
Sacrament. That's why we had to be quiet. We had to be quiet because it was sacrament.
I was about to join
What?
the Church of England.
Do you know what sacrament is? Why they do sacrament?
I'll Google it later. My
Blood
point
of
is,
Christ, the body of Christ.
I didn't know that the priest gets to sit up there and get all schwasty pants. Like, you get to sit up there and drink your wine and whatnot.
It's not like they're drinking like the best cab.
So this is going to be,
You know, they're not up there getting drunk. They're doing a service.
this is going to be the Up and Adam Church.
Adam really doesn't need to open a
Hilton
church.
Head.
Let's just be honest with that.
And it's
no
going,
churches for
it's
you.
going to be past hors d'oeuvres.
I'm eliminating you from synagogues as well.
Seafood.
That's not happening.
sacrament,
No,
wine.
no thanks.
Champagne.
Oh, wine I'll have. Champagne, that'd be great.
That's
But-
why we're passing around a plate too. You're getting the plate.
Okay.
It's,
All right.
Okay. We're almost done here. Almost done, guys. There was one other thing that I found to be absolutely ridiculous, because heading over back to the East Coast, just kidding, the West Coast, the Real Housewives of Orange County, they've started filming. I knew this because I spoke to Tamra like last week. I was trying to meet up with her in LA. We bonded at BravoCon. And she's great. I actually really like her. But also, they started filming. Shannon started filming. Jason made sense when he said that they were probably filming like the aftermath of her DUI and all of that, which I think that's exactly what they were doing. And right after they filmed with her, boom, all of a sudden, Alexis Bellino got a formal offer. Alexis Bellino is the former Real Housewife of Orange County who is now dating John Jansen and who sounds like a complete idiot on social media. And I'm going to explain to you why. When we were at BravoCon in November, and I'm not angry. This isn't angry. I'm just giving you an opinion. When we were at BravoCon in November, there was no Alexis Bellino and John Jansen. Now, a month and 2 weeks later, that's 5 weeks, okay, or 6 weeks, she has a promise ring. And she's like, Johnny J, I love you, Johnny J, and I'll be with you forever. And no matter what they say, our love will prevail. And it's like, girl, you're 47. What are you doing? But then there was another post. Now that she's supposed to be filming with the rest of the cast, it looks like she is obviously trying to provoke the hell out of Shannon Bedore, which I always knew. Shannon Bedore is a loose cannon. There's something like not all there. She has no problem flipping the hell out, and she will absolutely eviscerate Alexis. Alexis is very much so like your Gretchen Rossi, kind of like your, what? What did you just say to me? And that's kind of her. So she is not a match for Shannon Bedore because Shannon Bedore is a dinosaur. Not like an age, but just a T-Rex. Aggressive. This is the post.
Oh, good. This should be interesting. You know, I don't really keep my eyes on the Real Housewives of Orange County.
So Banks was John Jansen's Doberman that we saw last season with Shannon Bedore. Alexis Bellino wrote, "Meet Banks at John W. Jansen, #FurBaby. I love him as much as I love his dad." So Banks will be gracing my IG also as he's a part of this crazy love story. 2 months. He's now my fur baby too. Thankfully, he's been well taken care of while Johnny and I have been celebrating my birthday at #staycation at Surf and Sand Laguna. So much fun and so much love to share from this weekend, and the pics are soon to come. I'm very thankful going into this 47 years wiser, and I'm beyond thankful for this birthday and for you at John W. Jansen.
God, it's like Raquel.
#you are my best gift.
Less words, girl.
Look at what people are saying. Classless.
Ooh.
Keep posting. It gets easier and easier for Shannon to get over it with each new post. This is some of the most pathetic juvenile shit I've ever seen. Was this Shannon's man first?
Keep thinking I've seen him before.
Yeah.
How old are these people? That's what I just wanted to say.
Yeah.
Like,
it's really just kind
my
of
47th birthday. Here's my dog, and I'll be posting photos soon. That's great.
Oh, if you go back, also you can go look at her Instagram. She posted like a montage, and it was forever young. Forever young. I wanna be forever.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we don't sing in this house.
Okay.
Yeah,
we don't sing.
yeah. It's a rule.
We're not allowed.
We're
to.
really bad.
Yeah, unless Jason goes to Costco, then I break out in some Cardi B, and I'm like, broke boys don't deserve no.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
Oh.
We don't do that when I'm here.
Okay, but
it's too loud.
My point is getting back to it. She's posting so many things that are trying to sit here and provoke, and she knows what she's doing. She knows that this is going to get a reaction. You're now posting a dog, and as Jason and I know, like, even if I fucking cannot stand your ass, if we have bonded and we had a little family at one point, in that family we were one one-some, and then we became two one-sums, okay? Or we were one two-some, but we became two one-sums, and now that dog is in between. You're playing with fire. That plate that I was going to put at the Up and Adam Church of Hilton Head, I'm going to bop you in the head with now. You put my dog on Instagram. And that's how I feel. No?
I don't know. Listen, kind of want to watch the show now. Not going to lie.
I mean, but it is. Can you not tell?
Lie.
Is this not like the most? This is definitely the most attention-seeking post.
Right. Okay. And it is. And it's the most attention-seeking to get on a show again, too. But the thing is we've tried everything, right? We tried Heather. We tried Tamra. Now we're going to have this chaotic. Maybe the Heathers and the Tamras and the Shannons need a chaotic mess thrown in there. And that's going to be the situation of Alexis Bellino. If not, at this point, like I said, bring Kelly Dodd back.
Yeah.
Let's make the show good again.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Ooh, I just sounded like Trump.
Okay, guys. I want to know our last question for this specific hot, messy topics. Go over to anywhere you get your podcast. Here we go again. We're going to share it.
You can only comment on Apple. However, you can rate on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. I saw someone who listens to podcasts on Prime, which I actually used to a lot. You can't do anything there, and that's fine because you're here on YouTube, and we appreciate that too. So leave a comment below.
Yeah. So all you have to do is go drop a 5-star rating and let us know, do you think that Alexis is using these posts and the dog Banks in order to encourage Shannon to give a negative reaction for a storyline for more fame?
And that's what we want to see. This is very housewife move. It's like, Alexis, did you get coached? Did someone coach you into this? Because it's like very housewife. I mean, it's very vindictive.
You got to do something. You have to pull out all of the tricks out of the hat when you're boring as hell.
I'm not saying that I want to, like, you know, I feel bad for Shannon because she's been through a lot, but you know, she has put herself through a lot of shit too. But like this, I want to watch it. Like I am sorry.
Nobody else drove her car into the side of the house except for her.
She like clipped it.
No, she drove into it and then pulled out and drove off. She didn't clip it. She drove into it, drove off.
It's ridiculous.
Pulled off.
And it's not even funny. Because whatever else, you know, she could have driven in. Well, I'm laughing at something else.
Okay. Yep. Jason is talking about me. I am not technically inclined. Lisa.
Oh
Michelle.
yeah, no, that's okay, Lisa, because you're here, and that's great too.
Also, Lee Armstrong, I couldn't love these guys any more than I already do. Great today.
Thanks,
Adam and
Lee.
Jason made my day. Well, guys, I think that, obviously there are a lot of people who feel bad for Shannon. Again, before we head out, we are giving away our Blue Mean. So just go anywhere you get your podcast, leave the 5-star ratings. We gave you 3 different questions throughout this Hot Messy Topics. But tonight is going to be where the real fun is, because I'm not as fun as Josh. And we don't have the same banter as Jason and Josh on Anchor Watch. That's going to be at 11 p.m. Eastern tonight. And if you guys have not seen it, well, I will bring it up while Jason tells you what you guys have going on.
Well, it's the finale, so that's always fun to recap, because we never recap reunions, guys. So next week is the reunion for Below Deck Med, but we don't recap it. We take that week off to get ready for the next week, which is going to be Captain Carrie's premiere on Below Deck OG season 11. But tonight, we hopefully have a very special guest joining us that we've been promising for a long time. But finally, I think they are going to make an appearance. So that's really fun. And we're going to recap the finale. It's been an interesting season with lots of highs and lows. It hasn't been our favorite season, but it hasn't been our least favorite season at all. So very excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you feel like we did it all?
I know we hit things I didn't even know we were going to talk about today.
I honestly had a lot of fun.
Well, that's good.
Did you?
That's good. Yeah, I had fun. I had fun because I love watching the chat. I love
I feel like
reacting
Jason's like,
to them
I had
too.
fun, and then as soon as I get off of here, he's going to be like, you
This
were
shit
ridiculous.
sucked. No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. Also, guys, we'll keep you posted throughout the rest of the week. We have other things coming. I'll keep you posted in the community tab for our Vanderpump Rules members only premiere, just the recap for Jason and I. And then we are bringing back, do you want to share this one? Because this is you, not me.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
Get ready for
I was
this
going
shit.
to tell you guys at the beginning, but we are, Vanderpump Rules. Last year, we started a thing called After Parties. So right after, on the second channel of Up and Adam Channel 2, it's a different logo. You can find it. It's linked on our channel. But Up and Adam Channel 2, we did After Parties for Vanderpump Rules. And I used to make a drink, and then we went into it, and we just got really, really kind of honest. And it was like a lot of fun. Sometimes you'd ask me questions. So we're going to do something similar this year, which is why we're preparing for next week, which is also why we're taking next week off of doing Anchor Watch. But
look at all of your after parties.
They were so fun. I mean, listen, the Jersey ones you did.
Look at the numbers for them. 50,000, 29,000,
It was
44,000.
a lot of fun.
You killed the after parties. People
Because
love
you know
them.
what? That's the thing is that's why I took like a few months off drinking after that, because I would make a drink. We would have fun.
It was
and
twice
it went
a
too
week.
long.
It was twice a week.
It went too long, but it was a lot of fun.
It was
So,
I mean, did they go too long? How long were they? Let's see. Wait. Does it say 45 minutes, 58 minutes?
I mean, listen, we're capping this at 20.
37,
right?
43. Yeah, right. You say that. You always say, Jason always says, I'm not going to do it this long. Like today, Hot Messy is going to be only 30 minutes. We're at 59. So, all right, guys, we're done. Right now, we're prolonging it. We have things to do. We're getting ready to go out of town tomorrow. We love you guys so much. Do all of the things. If you need any of the links that we've talked to you about, they're in the description of this video. Smash the like button, get subscribed, and we love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.